We on here. So we on here. We talking about what's real in this new industry that y'all following. Y'all young people, old people, new people. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that's following anybody on this online space. It's a big warning. And I say that to anybody that's following anybody on here. Any of these dudes that's on here that's so-called like think they like industry this, industry that, they trying to sell you something, trying to sell you some type of course or tutorial, or they failed at selling you a course or whatever, whatever. Man, to be honest, like you better off just buying equipment, learning on your own, and just going on YouTube, collecting a couple of videos, learning on your own. Because most of the dudes, and I ain't talking about everybody out here, I ain't talking about the people who really have done some industry work that we respect. I ain't talking about the people who we really respect. I'm talking about the people who on here and they so-called think that they are doing things from an industry standard, and they trying to give out advice to people, and they really don't know what the fuck they talking about because they can't get themselves out of their own hole to even do music. Because if they were so busy doing music, they wouldn't even have enough time to even have certain things in play to even do certain things. So that's what I'm saying. It ain't even it's it's almost like we are living in a time to where people don't understand that anybody got access to a camera and anybody can tell you anything or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to you to decipher and to gather the information for yourself. That's why I'm always on my channel like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's my part. You just let me know what you think down in the comments because I don't know fucking everything and I don't know what you're experiencing. I don't know if the advice I give you gonna work for you. I know it works for me. And I know I'm like, this is what I'm experiencing. So I'm gonna give you that. But everybody that's being even in the industry being like, I'm not know all to be all, and I'm trying to sell some type of course, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to sell some type of knowledge. Knowledge ain't to sell, it's to experience in the music. In music, knowledge is to experience. It is not to sell. If you thinking knowledge is for sale, then you've already failed. If you thinking somebody can sell you a batch of knowledge, then I'm gonna tell you straight up, like you've already fucked up. You need to like reevaluate your career and rethink about what the fuck you trying to do in music because that ain't the way to go about it. You need to really, really think about what you trying to do as far as what knowledge that you're trying to gain for what you're trying to do to where you can take it to where you can make it into something that's of value. Because if you just on here and you just trying to follow people and trying to follow individuals, that shit gonna fail on you. You need to just be searching for knowledge. And every man, every next man over that has the knowledge, that respects every man, every other man that gets his knowledge, gonna respect that. You ain't gotta be connected to me to get my knowledge. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I ain't trying to force it down your throat. So that's what this talk is about. And that's what this reach out is about because we gotta be honest. Like there is a time in everybody's career to where they realize that what they're doing is not enough and they need to gain more knowledge from other people. But there is a moment in time where you gain so much knowledge to where you've got enough and you can follow people, but you don't need to over idolize people or over follow people over, you know what I'm saying, glorify people. Don't even over glorify me. I'm not to be glorified at all. Get the knowledge that I give and take it with you and do what you can do with it. This channel is not for me to be giving knowledge and giving stuff that I do for you to do everything I do. Take what I do and learn from it and look at it as an engineer and look at it as a scientist and look at it as for what it is and then take 15% of it, take 20% of it, take 30% of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you even take 1% of it. Like, ooh, I'm glad he said that. That made me reassured on this other thing. That those things are the reason why we all, you know what I'm saying, like really are doing this thing for, and we're not trying to like people online. I don't think somebody online is trying to spread, you know what I'm saying, information and trying to push stuff on people. That ain't it. That ain't what people trying to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't what I'm trying to do. If anything, I'm just trying to give you, you know what I'm saying, knowledge of everything. So I would say just beware this, like this new age of people that's trying to sell you something that's on, you know what I'm saying, a certain level, and then trying to push on to you that they're really somebody that's superior than you. Nobody's more superior than anybody else. I could have had 10 platinum songs and be at a point to where I'm working a day job, straight up. It's people out there that's like that. I could have had 50 platinum songs and been to the point to where I'm like, damn, I can't really get my finances figured out. I'm gonna have to go do some other business. I'm gonna have to go do something. So it ain't about what y'all think it is. I think some people think it is just about um just being on here and just giving information to sell. It ain't about information to sell. It's about information to give, and then y'all take it, and then y'all can do what y'all want to with it. But all the secrets and everything really is about it come down to y'all just taking what y'all do and experiment with it with what somebody else do. Y'all just ain't, I don't think people are brave enough or bold enough or just really patient enough to really know that they already have it in front of them. They just thinking that they like, oh yeah, man, if I do music, man, this shit just going, you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like all the people that's online, that's on here, that's trying to give you all this information. To be real with y'all niggas, man, most of this shit simple as fuck. Most of this shit based on what y'all are willing to do for y'allselves. Most of y'all motherfuckers got what y'all need to do to make this shit bang. To be honest with y'all, y'all just need to get with the right people. Cause at the moment when the music shit bang, you need to get the right people in place. Because that's when all the shit been, everything in history has made it at that point. It might not have been perfect, but it was banging and it got enough people involved. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, ain't no fucking way goddamn Soldier Boy goddamn made it off the shit he did, and he goddamn blew up off some shit that wasn't even mixed because the shit was banging, but he got enough people involved. You got to get enough people involved. Most of y'all ain't got enough people involved with y'all projects, y'all songs, whatever y'all doing. Y'all just on here just being like, oh, it's me, 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 me. Ain't no me, 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 and no project. It's we. 24/7 every day until that shit get finished, till that shit get to the finish line, beyond that point to where everybody get a bag, to where everybody get paid, to where 7 to 10 to 15 people to 20 people getting paid. It ain't about no we. I mean, it ain't about no me, it's about we. So most of the time, like most of y'all are out here, and I think y'all are, it's cool that y'all like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all on y'all own or whatever. Some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? And y'all don't have enough, but friends make the success happen. You know what I'm saying? Friends and music, not the equipment. It's cool, man. We could talk equipment all fucking day. It's plenty of channels on equipment talking about equipment, and it's needed because most of y'all are new to the world of equipment. And that's cool. That's respected. But some of y'all need to know that it's beyond just equipment. It takes people. It takes you actually realizing that you gotta do shit on a level to where shit is fucking like, it's it's people actually involved that can do shit great. And if you can't do that shit, then you can't put people together that can do shit great, then you ain't gonna be able to compete with somebody else that could put 5 people together and all the motherfuckers great and can keep all those people happy and make sure that a project comes together or a song comes together and it's a total production and that shit be ultra great because this mug did the bass, this mug did the melody, this mug did this dude did this dude did this. All those people did everything on the track to make it great. So it's never about just one person doing something great in music. I think a lot of people got that twisted in the era of when producers were out here and they were just like in videos and shit. You saw one fucking person, and it was probably like 10 people that had something to do with that project. Somebody that mixed it, probably two people that mixed it. Somebody mixed it, and then somebody was an assistant mixer. Then some, it was probably like one or two people that mastered the shit. You know what I'm saying? Master engineer and a master engineer assistant. That's four people alone. Then somebody had the A&R to get the people with the features on the song, or to make sure the engineers get in that the other people that the other producers requested, or that the artists requested. So you got to think about it in that light, that it's more people involved with one song than just goddamn one person. If one person involved with one song, then that shit ain't 100. What up, my guy? You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Salute. Salute, Frank. Salute, Frank Alpha. Appreciate you. So, like, it's more people involved on just one song than people realize. And the conversation, Frank, really just really been about, you know what I'm saying, having people involved in your projects. And I know a lot of y'all are might be working on an individual scale, but you got to realize that you gotta have friends. You gotta have that super friends. You gotta have that one or two people that can do those one or two things that you might not be able to do as best, and you can't do in that time frame. You can work more efficient and work more faster, and they can have their own individual creative spin on it. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Is auto tune running the industry or a certain genre in your opinion?" To be honest, I think the that's a good question. I think the in control of auto tune is running the industry, or ruining the industry, if you want to put it in that light. But I think people not being able to control the auto tune to show what they really can do, because auto tune is a great aid, but it's an aid. It's not something that should be an effect. When it becomes an effect, and it becomes an effect on your vocal, I look at it as just being, it's taking over the song. It should just be an aid. It's like traction control on a car. Okay, cool. Ruin. Even if you saying ruin, I think it's like traction control on a car. If every time you stepped on the gas and the traction control came on for everything you did, you would probably be mad in most sports cars. But most sports cars have a certain aid and a certain button that keeps the traction control on to keep you safe, keeps you in key, keeps you safe, but just good enough to where you can't even really tell that it's on. But if you can tell that it's on, yes, it does ruin the actual performance, because it feels like it's too much aids going on. It aids the vocals too much. It helps the vocals too much, and it should be human. Like if it keeps it in key to where you want to keep it in key just enough, then that's fine. But if it overdoes it, it takes away from it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think all famous artists would go away if auto tune didn't exist. But to be honest with you, I think auto tune um has been helpful to like even the greatest singers, to be honest. But I think if auto tune went away from aiding the people that can't combat with it, I think there'll be a lot of people that will have some issues and some problems about like singing, about like coming out being like, if we ain't had this and you had to really sing, yeah, it'd be a lot less people singing, to be honest with you. I had to be frankly honest. I'll be frankly honest with you. That is a true statement. If auto tune didn't exist, there'll be a lot of artists that's at the top that needs that aid, that wouldn't be that if they didn't use it, they wouldn't be able to survive. And we know who they are. We won't call them out, but you know what I'm saying? Because that'd be disrespectful. They still artists, and we living in reality. You know what I'm saying, Frank? We gotta understand we living in reality, and it's a aid. It's a certain instrument that is used to keep vocals in check, especially when you're stacking vocals on top of each other, and you want that like pristine, like harmonization. And I'm not saying that the Herculean vocals back in the day, the Whitney Houston and the Luther Vandrosses and the Brian McKnights and the freaking um who else? The freaking Boys to Men, just the Herculean background stat vocals, they wasn't on point before auto tune. But what auto tune does give us is it gives us a little bit of traction control, a little bit of aid. There was a day in Formula One where there wasn't traction control, and they were driving cars without traction control, and it got to the point where it was so much power that they couldn't control the cars and they needed traction control. But the Herculean people that did it, we do overly respect them. So we don't put nobody from this era over them, like the real people. We do know what people really could do when the shit didn't really exist. So we ain't taking that away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. Hell yeah. Like, yeah, I love that like there are some people that still sing and some people that still like. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who drive manual transmissions. There are some people. I mean, I drive a manual. There's some people who drive manual transmissions and like, you know what I'm saying? They really want to drive in traffic. They really want to feel the car. It takes a little bit more effort. You really have to show that you really can drive. But at the same time, I don't knock people. I don't sit back as somebody who drives a manual transmission knocking somebody who drives an automatic. I don't. But what I would say is that you got to be honest. It's easier driving an automatic than it is driving a manual transmission. So we all got to be honest about that. Like we can't be sitting back saying that, like, yeah, man, driving this motherfucker, this shit is just like, yeah, man, saying it's the same as an automatic. Like, no, this shit take effort. Or driving an automatic ain't easier. Yeah, I can a Tesla. Yeah, I boom and I'm taking off. I'm where I'm at and I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's a totally different human experience with the artist. And I do agree that we did get those classic performances from some that was unplugged. You know what I'm saying? Something that didn't have no auto tune like Luther. You got those like catches on tape that was like that had that tape pressure. Cause I mean, tape does add pressure because it's like, nigga, I can't be rewinding this motherfucker. I can't rewind this motherfucker tape over and over again. This ain't no fucking computer where you could just press Control Z and just go back and be like, all right, we good. Hey, you want to re-record? Boom. Control Z. All right, boom. R, nigga, let's go. Control Z. R. All right, good, cool. All right, boom. You fucked up. No, tape don't work that way. It's like, nah, nigga. Hey, that shit right there, cuz. Nah, bro. You gonna have to you should have rehearsed before you came in this bitch. This is a 12 track tape, nigga. I got 12 tracks on this bitch. Luther, you need to get with it, Luther. Luther and Whitney. I ain't got time for this shit. We got 8 hours to get this shit done. You got a 4 hour block. You got a 4 hour block. Your ass better get your backgrounds done this time, and your ass better get your backgrounds done. Never too much, never too much. Yeah, you better get that shit done. That shit better be spot on. That shit better be in key. And we ain't got no auto tune either, nigga. So that shit better be right. Yeah, we do respect those. So yeah, you right. That type of performance, out of here. That type of performance, that Luther, Whitney, all that shit, out of here. Out of here. Like straight up out of here. So yeah, you know, we can definitely agree on that, bro. We can definitely agree on that, bro. We definitely can agree on that. Like, These new artists, they ain't coming with enough analog. They ain't coming with enough realism. And I try to do that as much as possible with my artists. I try to record. There's no auto tune aids on while we record. You have to get it in key while we record. You have to get it how you want it while we record. You won't hear it like that. I put the aids on when I put later. I put the effects on later. I put it on after they hear it the the second or third time. Like they'll hear it the first time, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's right." Because it's got to be. If they hear it right that time, I know it's right. Because when I put auto tune on, I know it's gonna be perfect. I know it's gonna be perfect. After that, it's like you put auto tune on after somebody his song and they kept everything in key. It's over. It's over. If it's already in key, you ain't even put auto tune on. You turn that auto tune all the way down. You know what I'm saying? You turn that humanize all the way up. It's over. It's over. You you think he Luther. You like, God damn, this nigga didn't. Yeah, he kept that shit in key. You think this motherfucker Luther or Whitney. Or you think she Whitney. If she get that shit in key right, yeah, god damn that shit. That auto tune, just that little bit of 10, 15% or 5% more, just to keep him in key, over. Over. They sound like a human. They don't sound like no auto tune, but they sound perfect. It's over. That's the key. That's the key right there. Fuck all that other shit. Fuck all that goddamn T-Pain. T-Pain existed a decade and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other artists do that shit. But hey, auto-tune, real talk. I'm glad he brought that up. Auto-tune, real talk. That shit is supposed to be an effect. It's supposed to be a helping aid. It's supposed to help you just stay in key ever so slight. You're supposed to sing like a human to the point where you get it perfect, to the point where you get it to where you want it to be, to the point where that shit right. And after that shit right, then you put the auto tune on that shit a little bit. Then you help it. She don't want to go full goddamn, just full auto tune. You don't never want to go full auto tune. What my man Robert Downey Jr. say? You don't never want to go full auto tune. You don't want to never go full auto tune. Yeah, T-Pain, yeah, he went full auto tune. See where his career is? Yeah, he good. But he still making songs, but he went full auto tune. Snoop Dogg went full auto tune. Went good for a little while. After that, we ain't here for him for a while. Yeah, you can't go full auto tune. Don't go full auto tune. Nah, nah, nah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, T-Pain was the original godfather of it, and I think he used it as like a kind of like an effect or whatever. He really could sing, and I mean, you could tell that early on though. Like he was like, man, this dude ripping through this auto tune. Ain't no way if I got my hands on it and I'm using it and I ain't T-Pain, I know he. Come on now, they like how he using this shit like this? Cause he really can sing. He really can sing. That he turn it up. He really can sing and he turn it up really loud. So what you think gonna happen? That shit gonna sound fire. Same thing. What happened? I know all y'all remember when Chris Brown first used auto tune. When he first used, like T-Pain was using it, and then Chris Brown was like, you know what? I'm gonna use it. And then everybody was like, oh shit. They were like, nigga, this shit crazy. They were like, that's what you can do with auto tune? Yeah. I remember that shit. They were like, yeah, that shit crazy. That shit like giving Michael Schumacher goddamn traction control in a Formula One car. That's what that is. That's what happens. Championship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. Auto tune, yeah, that yeah. It needs to just be a helping aid. It don't need to be an effect anymore. Those days are done. We need to really be singing. If you really can sing, you can sing. If you can't sing, you need to rehearse that shit till you really can sing it. You need to sing it in the streets until you really can sing it. And I don't give a fuck. We need to hear that shit to where you sound your greatest and your best. We don't need to wait to the concert to where we hear you what you really fucking sound like, nigga. No, nigga, I need to really know what you sound like on the fucking record. So when I get to the concert, you sound a little bit better than that, but at least you sound like your fucking self. Yeah, I said it. So yeah, no. All the auto-tune guys out there, just be mindful of that. Be aware of that. I ain't trying to like pressure you or call you out on that, but I gotta be real. I gotta be real. Yeah, gotta be real. So all that, all y'all out there that's you know, like thinking that using effects and everything on your vocals or whatever, it should be a helping aid. Even if you filter your vocals, make sure before you filter them or whatever, or you do something, whatever, make sure they singing the hell out of that shit. Cause Michael Jackson, to be honest, if y'all want to like really, by the time the Bad album came out, by the time Dangerous came out, the guy was putting a lot of effects on his vocals. It's just that nigga really can sing so good that when he put effects on his vocals, that shit sounded crazy. That shit sounded so motherfucking great that a lot of y'all really didn't like go back and really do y'all research and really listen to that. Like, and this is Michael Jackson. So if you want to argue with Michael Jackson, y'all go ahead and argue with Michael Jackson. But yeah, that nigga used to put effects on his vocals. You know what I'm saying? He used to be a phenomenal singer. So he used to be like, I'm gonna make sure I get my vocals right. And then whatever I do to it, even if I put auto-tune or whatever on it, it's just a helper. It's just helping it. But it was already phenomenal. But if it was already phenomenal and I put this effects to it, never put effects to it to help it. Always put effects to it to add to it. Always have your vocals come out to where it's like that's the goal, to capture the shot. It's like being a photographer. If I capture the best shots, the less editing, the less additives, the less effects, the less color editing, color changes I have to do on it, I can keep it in its natural state. And if you can keep it in its natural state, but add to it, and you might want to put effects to it to changes room, atmosphere, place in time, place in just its dimension, putting reverb on it. That's cool. I understand that. But when it come down to like actually like adding to it or just maintaining or editing it, I think most of you guys know what to do. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm about to sign off. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate Frank. Appreciate you, man. Salute. Um, I'll be back. Y'all know I'll keep doing these lives, and I'll just keep talking my shit. And hopefully y'all will keep listening. But whatever we do it. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.